Many of us might not be aware of the potential danger caused by electronic devices we discard as waste. So let us understand how this e-waste pollution is affecting us and the environment, and find out the way to overcome it.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good day I wish to Madam Azidah binti Arifin and everyone who's watching this video. So today my partner and I would like to explain in details on how to persuade community in stewardship of the electronic waste. In this era of globalization, e-waste has become popular in Malaysia as technology continues to evolve and businesses incorporate the newest equipment to provide a competitive edge. There is a growing need for the proper disposal of e-waste. Ms. Norathirah, do you mind explain us in details what is e-waste is best to know as?
Thank you for your question, Ms. QURAISYAH. Generally, e-waste is any electrical or electronic equipment that's been discarded. Once discarded, everything with codes or batteries becomes electronic waste or e-waste for short. For your information, e-waste is the fastest growing waste streams on our planet. This is due to three factors, which are increased spending on electronics products, enhanced awareness of its high toxicity, and lastly, the growing recognition of the valuable substances found in some electronics components. So that's the meaning of e-waste. Can you give me some example of e-waste, Ms. QURAISYAH?
Yeah, of course, sure can. Some of the example can be divided into a few categories, which are home appliances, communications and information technology devices, electronic utilities, office and medical equipments. As you can see in the slide now, lead, cadmium, nickel, mercury switches, chromium accumulators and mercury are actually some of the toxic components in e-waste. Improper disposal of e-waste is unbelievably dangerous to the global environment, which is why it is so important to spread awareness on this growing problem and the threatening aftermath. To avoid these toxic effects of e-waste, it is crucial to properly e-cycle so that items can be recycled, refurbished, resold or even reused. The growing stream of e-waste will only worsen if not educated on the correct measures of disposal.
Well, thank you, Ms. QURAISYAH, for the information. I will continue with the effect of the e-waste if we did not manage properly. E-waste contains with toxic components and potentially hazardous not only to our environment, but also to our health in general. Simply discarded without implanting environmental sound manner, such as into the river, landfill or burning, causes the toxic component exposure to the air and soil. The chemical exposure will affect human health such as lung functions, impair thyroid functions, and increase the risk of chronic diseases such as cancer. And for expected mother, there will be potential to negative birth outcomes such as stillbirth or premature birth.
How do these devices affect the environment? For example, suppose you exchange the new television set with the old one from the shops. Now, you might think that once the shop sends the old televisions to the factory, they will recycle the old products. But unfortunately, that does not happen every time. Sometimes, instead of recycling, these factories burn the part to get metal like gold, copper, and other components from these devices. And during this process, this part emit harmful animals such as hydrocarbon, brominated dioxins and other heavy particles into the air, which is ultimately inhaled by humans and other animals. But wait, it does not end there. After harming the air and soil, these harmful particles go ahead and get mixed with the water that is consumed by animals and even end up at our homes through tap water. And if these destructions of natural resources by e-waste continues at this alarming rate, soon things will turn critical for our environments and can harm the entire planet.
The next part is the reason why we should properly manage electronic waste. The first one is to keep electronic waste out of landfills. This is due to the reason keeping e-waste out of landfills is actually good for your wallet. Some companies provide buyback programs to encourage consumers to keep their old electronics out of landfills. In some cases, you may be able to use donations to get tax deductions. Recycling your old electronic also means that companies can keep down manufacturing costs and providing you with ample savings. The second reason is many electronic devices contain hazardous chemicals. This is because if they aren't disposed of safely, those chemicals can pose a safety hazard to people, animals, and the environment. In addition to contaminated soil, hazardous waste can pollute the air and leach into water sources.
These are some of the ways to properly dispose e-waste. Firstly, we can send it to registered collection center or recovery facility licensed by Department of Environment Malaysia. We also can sell or donate the outdated technology to electronic shops or students, especially electrical engineering students. This may be useful for them, but before that, make sure format all our personal information before discarding.
In conclusion, just as nations have banded together to fight climate change, water pollution, and save endangered species, it is critical that they band together to make a difference in the spread of e-waste. On top of that, e-waste recycling is necessary, but it should be conducted in a safe and standardized manner.
That's the end of our presentations. Thank you for listening.